Hari Om Tat Sat. Welcome to Swami Jyotirmayananda Society, our journey to self-realization. Please subscribe for the mystical meanings and to enjoy daily satsang. We are currently exploring the book Guru Bhakti Yoga, authored by Swami Shivanandaji Maharaj of Divine Life Society, Rishikesh, India, and narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda of Swami Jyotirmayananda Society. So, in today's satsang, we will be covering chapter 8 of the book Guru Bhakti Yoga, True Guide of the Seeker, and the fundamentals of being a good disciple. If an aspirant will not serve his Guru with faith and devotion, all his vows and austerities will certainly leak out as water from a clear pot, unburnt pot. So basically, that's what will happen if the aspirant does not have faith and he doesn't have devotion. Full faith and devotion is needed to absorb that energy, otherwise, it's leaked out. Control of the mind and senses, meditation on Guru Bhagwan, patience while serving him, forbearance, devotion to the Guru, contentment, compassion, cleanliness, truthfulness, straightforwardness, humility, and obedience to the Guru are the characteristics of a good disciple. And Lord Krishna has also expounded upon these in great detail in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So, all these qualifications should be constantly built within a good disciple so he can evolve. The seeker after truth should dwell in the lotus of his preceptor and in the house with control over his senses and mind, and could study the scriptures under him with great faith and reverence. So that's what a disciple should do, is have faith and understand the scriptures, contemplate on it, ask questions with humility, and then the disciple also advances on the path. He should observe strict brahmacharya and should offer worship to the preceptor. So he should constantly monitor his mind and senses, and especially the sexual urge, because that is the one that finally it quickly depletes our energy. So therefore all the sages and saints focus on brahmacharya, meaning to live in Brahman. The real meaning is to live in Brahman, but the way you do it is by restraining your senses and leaving them unattended, because then that's when a lot of damage occurs in rajas and sattva. So try to be in purity and follow the teachings of the Guru with great respect. A disciple should regard the preceptor as God himself and should not look upon him as a man or a woman. Do not look at the Guru as a body. Do not look at the defects. Do not look at the accent, the skin color, the nationality, the ethnicity. None of that is needed. You simply need to look at the Guru's guidance and teaching and the difference he's making in your life. Guru is a spirit, a soul, not necessarily body, is simply the instrument through which that knowledge is imparted. He should not find out defects in the preceptor, because Guru represents all the gods. To insult the Guru is to insult the gods also. Disciples should bring alms to the preceptor and must feed him with great faith and devotion. Think of Shabri Mata, how she fed Lord Rama with so much love. Disciple should shun all comforts as poison and should surrender his body to the service in the Guru. So, giving up of all these luxuries for the sake of your tapasya is a very important and a profound exercise that should be undertaken by any sincere disciple. Disciple should offer dakshina to his preceptor after studying scriptures, and with his permission, one should return to his home. This is what used to happen in the olden days when there was the Gurukul system, where the teacher would take the kids and would teach them till they grew up and they were qualified to earn a livelihood. Now, in today's world, that can be substituted with whatever knowledge you are doing, and by donating to the Guru's mission, his cause, his non-profit, and that will give you expansion also when you spend your money for a good cause, and especially since you are receiving the knowledge and it is being used for welfare of humanity. That gives you a heart expansion, opening of your spirit. And if you do not have the financial resources, then you help the guru in other features like volunteering your time, or helping, just like so many disciples do, help in whatever capacity they can, to that extent, to the extent possible. That is also Guru Dakshina. Gurus never discriminate between rich disciples, poor disciples, this and that. They simply love sincere disciples. Disciple, so he uses Gurudom as a means of livelihood is a destroyer of religion. See, Swami Shivanandaji is saying so beautifully, and yet today's world you see so many people, everybody wants to be a guru, but first be a disciple, only then that state will come. And if humility goes away, gurudom becomes meaningless. It actually becomes a destructive process, and it results in the downfall of that guru who is strung by his ego. The main duty of a brahmachari is wholehearted self-service preceptor. So the brahmachari or a sincere aspirant should serve his guru with full faith and devotion. Now, tapas means penance, pilgrimage, going to holy places, charitable gifts are not so helpful to attain Guru's grace as personal service and utter obedience to him. So, a sincere disciple should try to find out what does his Guru want the most? What should he do for his Guru to earn his grace and his happiness? When the Guru is bestowing something as precious as liberation for you, what should you be doing in return for your guru? That is the individual answer that each person must answer on his own. The Vedas, direct perception, sayings of guru, and inferences are the four proofs of the knowledge. So, the way we infer knowledge, we gain knowledge, is first through the ethereal vibrations, which we say are the Vedas in the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, where all the secrets are embedded in there. Then there is the direct perception. You see something, you see it's red, you know it's red, and there's no question, you know it. The third thing is you listen to the teachings of the Guru. You haven't experienced it, but if Guru is saying, this is what God looks like, this is what enlightenment looks like, even though you haven't heard, seen there or been there yet, listen to it with faith and it will eventually come to you. And finally, inference is like when you see smoke somewhere, you know there is fire underneath, so you must be saying, what's burning, what happened, why is there smoke? So that is the inference. You saw the smoke, therefore you understood that there was some fire. So these are the four different proofs of knowledge. This is how you know you are acquiring proper knowledge. All works bear the seeds of sorrow, but not service rendered to the Guru. Whenever you do anything for the Guru, it is always helpful, it always evolves you, it guides you, it gives you nourishment and energy. So become an instrument in your Guru's plan. At any time, the disciple should be ready to give up his wealth, enjoyments of comfort, happiness, and even his own body to carry out Guru's commands. I know Swami Shivananda ji has written this when these things were highly important. The words meant so much. But in today's world and time, a lot of dilution has occurred. People have become rajsic or doubtful in nature, and overall, there is so much stress that very, very few disciples fit into this category where they would do anything for the Guru. Very, very few people, but those who do are truly, truly blessed. Then they become like Shabri or Meera or Prahlad, and they enjoy ultimate contentment. Most of the people say something, but then they don't have the heart to support the Guru's mission or to give him the kind of things that they need for their evolution, even though, so it becomes uh, if I get something just like it, that's fine, or I'll go somewhere else. That is the attitude that many people have, which is truly very sad, and therefore they cannot be called sincere disciples. Sincere disciples are very few in number who will go through this level of discomfort, but then they are the ones who will also enjoy the nectar. These are the ones who will eventually become the gurus and guide the world and become like a fragrant fruit blooming tree that is the ultimate nourishment of the soul. So I wanted to highlight that point, that whatever we say is not just words, they have to be lived and they have to be practiced with intense devotion. So with this, may we all be dedicated to the lotus feet of our Guru, and may we become ideal disciples. May we have compassionate heart, may we give charity, and may we serve the mission of our Guru by becoming instruments in his divine plan, by doing satsanga in our homes, by bringing good values in the world. That is what any true Guru would want his disciples to do. So become part of that mission. Hari Om Tat Sat. I will see you in tomorrow's satsang, where we will study more about dharma in relation to the Guru.